And we have a lot of, I mean, we have a lot going on. So, I think last time we talked, we were starting the graduation ceremonies, which mark the end of our most recent school year, and we just ended last Friday with the geckos. So I want to congratulate again all the graduates class of 2021 for their hard work and successful, pretty smooth graduation ceremonies. But I have to say, I'm hoping that next year that we can go back to more traditional ceremonies. I'm realizing I'm missing out on all the, and all the fun and games. Seeing the classes together in their caps and gowns, and at the field house with all their decorations, and just the traditional hoopla that goes around with the ceremonies. So past couple of classes, unfortunately, we've had to go to the grad and go, and I'm thankful for everyone for helping make that work. To the mayors, to the classes, to the teachers, staff, and administrators, helping us make that work. But again, hopefully next year we can go back to at least more traditional ceremonies, if possible. So looking forward to that. We did have, our one of our honorary graduates, Anna Tanana Masek, I guess is her last name.
Right. Yeah.
87-year-old who received her diploma. And actually, Mayor Hoffman was really instrumental in making that happen this year, because he told me that he had worked with Speaker Wonpat back in the day to authorize the honorary diplomas, but he was actually kind of inspired to do it by Tanana, and she never got her honorary diploma. So they had the law passed. We have about 20 honorary graduates, but she had not received hers. So he asked whether we could finally find a way to do that. And because of the timing of that request, we were able to do it as part of the grad and go ceremony this Friday. So when it's just a really awesome, addition to our normal graduations. So that's one thing going on. Now we're shifting into summer school. And so we have summer school, like I said, I think we're nearing 6,000 students enrolled. And so it's a good sign. But in addition to that, a couple of things I wanted to make sure to mention is that we announced, and in partnership with the Department of Youth Affairs and with the support of the governor and lieutenant governor, a summer internship program for high school age students. Whether you're public, private, or charter, for students for age 14 to 21 who want to get a job this summer. The application actually was announced last week, and the deadline's today by noon. And we know that there's been a lot of folks dropping off their applications at the DYA Cotton Resource Center, and those applications will be processed, and we will have those interns start. I believe it's next week. They'll be able to start at their agency. So I don't know if you participated or you remember this, but I know that back in our day,
right,
they had government of Guam internships where you could go and get a job at the court or some experience. And then that's when there was funding from the federal government to do summer programs.
It was AHRD, I believe.
AHRD was running it, and so forth. And then it just kind of went away. And when I came back to Guam and I was talking to the lieutenant governor, I said, remember those programs that they used to have, and really gave students an opportunity to kind of get to learn about the workplace and get an understanding of what it is they're kind of working towards. And it doesn't exist anymore. So we discussed this about 2 years ago, but we never had a real chance to implement it at this scale. We have an internship at the DOE central offices, which we're kind of modeling it after. But because of the federal funding coming in, and because of the importance of learning recovery, summer internships and opportunities for kids to come back out to learn. I mean, in this way is learning in the workplace. It totally fits with the purpose of the funding coming in. So it is one of the programs we were able to launch. And we're eager to see, how it goes. Anyway, I just wanted to say that because I want to thank my partner, Lonnie Brennan over at DYA, and all the staff at DOE who are working with them today and this week to make it happen. And we look forward to welcoming, I believe we were targeting about 500 interns. I'm not sure where those numbers will end up, but I do know there was a line of cars waiting to drop off their applications at DYA this week. So that's the other part I wanted to mention. And then the third piece is I'm aware that I believe there might be close to 100 applications submitted to the governor, regarding community organizations interested in youth programs during the summer and also after school for the coming year. So we are working with the governor's office in taking a look and providing input into some of those applications. And these are from the mayors and nonprofit organizations and others who were looking to supplement what's happening at DOE to provide extra opportunities for kids to participate and in either after school or summer programs outside of the DOE traditional offerings. So I understand there's just a wide broad array of ideas that have been put forth, and these are from existing organizations and partners out there, but really taking the initiative to be creative about what other types of services and programs can be set up to help our students. You see things out on the STEM side of things. You see some art proposals. Wow. There are other, I think UOG and GCC have, put forth some ideas, as well as other organizations like Island Girl Power, right. Manetlu, West Care, and some of the faces that you see out there who are already doing the work, right. Asking them to expand and strengthen, those resources over the next 2 or 3 years. So exciting stuff.
Yeah. So I know you said you're working with the governor's office in reviewing these. Is it plans that you're reviewing? So what's your role?
Really, there was a call for proposals. So they're really proposals that with funding requests, right? It's almost like a sub-grant program.
I see. Okay.
So the governor has funding on the education side. That's being made. I think it's with the 30 million that they have from the second round of CARES Act funding, and so they are looking to support DOE by providing the after school and summer school support from partners in the community. So I think it's great because DOE can't do it alone, and the teachers that we have in the classroom during the day are going to be the same ones you have in the after school program if we're going to run those as well. Having other organizations and having the mayors and other institutions partnering is really going to be something that I think we want to see, going forward beyond the next couple of years.
Right.
So if we can get experience doing it, if we can see what works, what's most effective, and what the community enjoys, doing and supporting, hopefully we can sustain these activities beyond the federal funds going away.
Right. Yeah, I hope so too, because these are programs, like you said, that we saw when we were younger. I remember doing a couple years of the HRD summer job program, and I think the kids need it moving forward from here on out.
Yeah, I mean, back then it was, learn how to answer the phone, right, learn how to get on, do some basic work on the computer maybe, and but now I'm sure it's going to be a lot of other things that need to be incorporated into the modern office environments.
Yeah,
we're working. I think we're doing an orientation with the governor, lieutenant governor for the agencies. I mean, just kind of a briefing for them on Friday, just to go over all the guidelines and so forth, and then we'll do an orientation for students when they begin as well.
John, the deadline to fill out the uniform policy survey is this week, right?
Yes, we're actually heading into a meeting with the board on Friday, a work session with the Safe and Healthy Schools Committee, just to go over what the most recent results are. But yes, there's been a discussion about uniform policy and whether or not the uniform policy should be enforced this coming year. So we're really waiting. We put a survey out to the students and then to the broader community to get their thoughts. And normally normally we would require uniforms, and then we would hope to address these concerns that you get from particular families at the school level. but because of the financial situation that was brought on by COVID-19, we waived that policy last year. And I think the board wants to determine whether it makes sense to waive it for another year. However, there were some concerns that were raised about just trying to make sure that the waiver wasn't abused, at the school level. And so I think it's just trying to get a sense of where the community is. We put the survey out, and we're looking forward to hearing the results from our staff tomorrow.
Right on, John. Anything else in closing that you want to share with us?
No, I just think, every time I get a chance to give you guys an update, I'm kind of going over, what it is that we've done and where we're headed. And, I think, where we are right now is we're pushing towards next school year. So everything we're doing here over the summer is really setting us up for next school year too. So, we've had a discussion about going back full, face to face 5 days a week. And I spoke, and I do have a meeting tomorrow with the governor, lieutenant governor as well. But we've spoken with the front office, and I believe we're on the same page. I mean, everyone's saying 5 days of instruction for the kids back face to face. But one of the key issues, of course, is vaccination, and we're trying to make sure we vaccinate as many employees and students, eligible students, as much as we can. And our target, of course, is 80%. So I think that we'll be able to do that on the school side. We were kind of close to 70% for the employees at the school side. So we'll continue to push for that. But on the student side, it looks like we're probably at, if we project 30 days from now, it looks like based on today's statistics or the latest statistics, we'll be at about 50% for the 16 to 19-year-olds and about 30% for the 12 to 15-year-olds. So we're really discussing ways in which we can try to move those numbers even more towards that 80% by the time the school year starts. So that's going to be the big challenge ahead. But with the vaccinations comes, I think, more flexibility that'll enable us to get everybody back to school without all the distancing issues, and at least more flexibility on the distancing and so forth. So one of the issues I think we're going to be discussing, and I know it's going to be a tough issue to discuss, but we know that GRMC, issued a mandate for all of its employees to be vaccinated. I'm wanting to discuss with the governor and lieutenant governor the possibility of requiring students to be vaccinated, and whether or not that's something that is able to be done legally, and whether that's something that people would think would be a good, policy to implement, just to promote safety in schools, but also to get our kids back to school safely and get them back into a regular routine. So I hope to have that discussion with the governor, lieutenant governor tomorrow, see if that's an option for us, because we know that the CDC said that if you're fully vaccinated, the physical distancing and other requirements are going to be less critical once the vaccinations are 100%. So we'll stay tuned for that, and we look forward to community input and other ideas to really get our kids vaccinated and back to school.
Thanks for that. I was actually just going to ask you about mandating vaccine. Maybe we need to do like a separate vaccine win raffle where it's like, okay, if you're a GDOE student and you get your vaccination, go ahead and enter, and then you get no homework for a year if you win.
Or like that you maybe should count as service learning, right? It's a service. The service to your community. So what's.
I mean, if you think about it, you are performing a community service if you get vaccinated.
Right, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'm open. So, but again, we do want our kids back 5 days a week. We're planning for 5 days a week. It's just a matter of making sure that all the agencies, everybody, the governor, everybody's in line to make it happen. And I think we have that commitment. We got to, tie all those loose ends up and make sure that it is ready to go.
Well, there goes your summer.
Yeah, no, that's entirely it. Before I go, though, let me just wish all the fathers a happy Father's Day this weekend. And, been a hard year, hard couple of years being parents, but fathers, this is your time to celebrate. And then, like you said, for those of us who are just going to continue to, work all the summer, just take the one day and enjoy it. Enjoy family. And we look forward to, celebrating here on our side too.
Right on. Happy Father's Day, John.
Happy Father's Day, John, to you as well.
Happy Father's Day. Wednesday is. Thanks.
Okay, there you go. 8:40, quick break, and then we're gonna